Welcome to Coily Crowns. I'm Ashante.
And I'm Lori, and welcome to our queendom.
Hey, you. Have you subscribed to our channel yet?
Hello.
Be sure to subscribe. Hit that button right below. Share our videos with your family, friends. Go watch our past Married at First Sight recaps. And comment in below. Talk to us. Tell us what you think.
We'll respond.
We do. We will respond back. We like talking to our viewers.
Yes.
So, this week's episode of Married at First Sight, it's the 1 month anniversary.
Yay.
They've made it to 4 weeks. Summer thriving, summer not.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Clara and Ryan.
Yes.
So
yeah.
We had a good discussion last week about what's going on between the two of them, right? We kind of had an aha moment when Dr. Viviana was questioning if he was a virgin or not.
Mm-hmm.
Came to the conclusion that we don't think he's a virgin. He's just very slow, right? Mm-hmm. He's very religious from his background. And so he is very, I guess, methodical on making sure he has that bond before he goes and becomes sexual with his partner. Where on the reverse, Clara's one that's like, I need to have the sex. Then that kind of creates the bond for her.
Right.
They still haven't done it.
They still haven't. And I'm wondering if Ryan has told Clara what he wants. Because it just seems like, is it time? I don't know if it's time. Maybe he needs something from her. Maybe he doesn't feel comfortable. Like, I'm wondering if she understands what the holdup is. Because I don't know.
I don't think they've communicated that. I think I don't think she's really communicated to him. I think she kind of playing that passive aggressive role and showing that she's sexually frustrated, but not like just verbally expressing why and what in the past her expectations have been, I guess, in regards to wanting to have sex, why it's important to her, things like that. So no, I don't think that he hasn't verbalized that either to her. So they're not talking.
They're not talking. So, but then I think it's so weird because I don't think I've seen this before in previous seasons that she's moving stuff in his house. And I'm like, already?
I thought the same thing.
That's really early. And then she's kind of like what you said. I think you got it correct, where she's passive aggressive. So she's trying to say, hey, you're not making space for me and I'm bringing all my stuff here. You know what I mean? But she's not saying that. She's just like, so yeah, I still have this, but I only have this. And then I have this and I have this and I have this and I have this. And I'm like, girl, y'all moving in together. So he's going to have to remove some of his stuff so that you can have space for yourself. But she's not saying that like directly. She's saying it indirectly. So I just don't understand how you're not fully comfortable, but you're already moving stuff in, unless she has to like be out of her apartment or something like immediately, which I don't know. That was just strange to me.
They didn't mention anything like that. I feel like they are just kind of like, we're moving ahead. This is what you're supposed to do, right? We're married now. So let's go ahead and start moving things into your house.
Yeah.
Which, like you said, it's still very early. Like they're still living in the apartment. I can see, yes, bring more stuff to the apartment, but actually into his house.
Yeah, you have a whole nother month. And I mean, to me, when I saw her moving, I was like, oh, maybe they're in a better space. Cause this was like the very top of the episode. So I was like, oh, maybe they did it. Maybe they've been, they've moved on. Like they've had the discussion. Okay, this is how life is going to be afterwards. And now they're doing it. But then I saw like all of these other frustrations and kind of like, I was just like, what's happening here? I don't know what's going on, but I mean, it could be a good thing, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know. So what else happened with them? A comment I wrote down was how Clara made a comment saying after 5 or 6 months, if Ryan doesn't say like I love you,
Yes.
she's like, I'm gone.
Yeah, so they went out with Eric and Virginia, and I think that's the worst. You have couple friends, right? And then you're with a couple friends that's either one's having issues, one's not having issues. That's probably the worst kind of meetup if you're gonna be sitting there talking about that kind of stuff. Cause then Claire's just like, look at how wonderful they're doing over there. And look at you, you won't even give me none. So I think she just became more and more frustrated. But that's a reason why you can't look at other people's relationships and be like, I want what they have, or I wish our relationship was like theirs, because child, that ain't nothing to model after.
Right.
Okay?
You don't know what's happening behind
At
the door.
all. At all. So, but she was just like, oh no, like if you gonna be holding out, because he mentioned at that lunch or dinner or whatever that he was in a 2-year relationship and did not say I love you. And I was just like, what were y'all doing? How long does, I mean, what?
2 years?
2-year relationship without saying I love you.
Wow.
And I would just be like, maybe not at the table, but I would kind of dig into that. Like, why? Were you in a committed relationship for 2 years? Were you actually into the person for 2 years, or were you one foot in and out? I would need to know a lot more information of how you were with someone for 2 years. Did you live with the person? Like, how? How? I mean, I still don't understand how she didn't see him with his shirt off at 17 days. So I guess it's possible. I guess he's super slow. I'm just like, wow. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm them too. I don't know, man. I hate his haircut. I keep looking at his haircut every week, but this week in particular, I was just like,
was it different this week?
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
It was just
like,
every week. But this week, for some reason, it just was like, ugh.
Well, I think they belong together because I hate her hair.
Their hair made it matching.
She looked like she bleached it way too much because it's like stiff. It doesn't move anywhere. And she does this weird braid styles and updos, and I just, no. So they go together.
Yeah. I don't know what's going
So the only thing left, because I didn't have many notes for them, but the last scene that we saw them together was, I guess they fixed up the backyard to watch their wedding video. And that was cute, I guess, whatever. And they had dinner or whatever, but okay. That was it.
Oh, that's your last. Oh.
Yeah.
When that happened, I wrote, he said something to her and he called her pal. I said, what?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you know what? That's a man thing, though. I don't know why. I realize that men do this sometimes until you call them out like, yo, I am not your buddy. Okay. That is not what we are. And they're like, oh, well, I didn't mean it like that. No, it did. Sir, don't call this girl pal. And she already frustrated. So it's not even like y'all are good where she could be like, okay, overlook that. So I
like, and she did. She was kind of like, well, what? And he changed it. Well, like, did he really just say pal? Like, it was just, his little buddies, not his wife, his little buddies.
Yeah, so that's why I guess I just changed my view of them every single week. Because at first I was like, is he into her? Does he like her? Is he a virgin? Is he not a virgin? Is he just a churchy guy? Is he not churchy? But I still don't feel the vibes there. I mean, I know they're trying, at least they're trying, which is unlike some other people we'll talk about. But I just don't know how much do you have to try before you have to just, until it becomes natural. And I don't know. I'm not seeing that yet. I mean, it's only 4 weeks, but I don't know.
They only have 4 more weeks. I mean, it will have to be some big moves between now and the end of this.
I mean, they only have 4 more weeks in this process, right? But if they're both going to commit to keep trying, like just doing what they think a marriage is supposed to be. They can keep doing this for forever. You know what I mean? But somebody's going to either get frustrated because their needs are not being met. So I just don't know if we're going to see it on camera, or is it going to be after decision day where they figure this out and like, this ain't going to work. You know what I mean? Because now it's not like they have major issues, but eventually if somebody's feeling slighted or feeling like their needs are not being met, eventually that's going to have,
Right.
you know, they're going to have to split from that. So
for sure.
I got nothing else from them.
All right. Moving on then. Who's next on your list?
Paige and Chris. That's who showed up on the screen next. And
Our favorite couple.
I would just be laughing at him sometimes. I'm just like, so they meet up to go play basketball because that was on the list. Remember? They wrote that down.
They did? On their schedule.
That was on their schedule. So they went to go play basketball. And I just feel like they're so awkward to me. I don't feel no connection here. They play basketball. I didn't see no real touching. I didn't see like when a guy likes a girl. I didn't see none of that. Zero. They were just playing basketball as friends. And then they sat down and have a conversation. And I wrote down that he's an introvert.
I laughed. And she said that. She was like, you what?
You're an introvert, and you know, yeah, I could seem like the life of the party, but then I just want to go in the corner and be by myself. And I was like, yeah, because if you don't have attention, then you go in the corner and pout. So as soon as the spotlight comes off of you, then you're like, wait, nobody's talking to me anymore. Nobody thinks my jokes are funny. Nobody wants to like go goo goo gaga over me. I'm going to go sit in the corner until somebody comes and gets me.
Mm-hmm. What's wrong? Why are you over here? To get more attention. Yeah, no, exactly.
Is he an only child? Because I'm an only child, so kind of, sort of. But is he an only child? Did he?
I don't remember them mentioning any brothers or sisters. I don't remember.
I wonder if that has something to do with it. Because he's just like, look at me all the time. And so they're trying to have this discussion. And so I forgot what he brought up. And Paige asked him, oh my gosh, I should have wrote that down. She asked him another question, like another probing question. He was like, I'm not going to say. Oh, I think it was about his ex.
She said that she found out he had been engaged twice before.
Right.
And so she asked about the first engagement.
Oh, how long?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not going to say. And I'm like, having a discussion with somebody and you only want to say what you want to say. That's not having a discussion. That's just, let me just talk about what I want to talk about. Don't ask me no questions. No. Don't go back and forth with me. This is all I'm willing to say at this point.
Yeah.
And then that's it. So how you get to know anybody like that? I don't understand.
And then later talk about, you don't ask me no questions. You don't communicate with me.
Well, that's a whole nother, we're going to deep dive into that whole thing. So we're done with the basketball thing?
Yes.
Do you have any other notes?
Well, I think this was still after them playing basketball. They were sitting and he made a comment about he's not a phone guy. Oh, is this the part where he said he tried calling her? Is that later?
That's later.
Okay.
That's later.
I just kind of keep writing it sometimes. Okay. I know. We can just we can move to that part.
So yeah, they meet up on the other scheduled date that they're supposed to have, and that's they play pool. I don't know where they are. I don't know if that's his place. It's somebody's house with a pool table and a blue couch.
Oh, so
they're playing pool. Why is he dressed up like he is going to the ball?
She like, you look like you're going to a gala or something. But he said he just came from somewhere.
Sir,
you have time to go home and change?
Sir.
That was for the cameras. Listen,
sir.
That was for the cameras.
Come on. You're playing pool.
A whole suit, yeah.
Jacket. So he's dressed up in this suit. They're having, I guess, banter about pool, still feeling no vibes, zero, nothing, no sexiness about this whole outing. It was just like, oh, hi, yeah, I'm smiling, you're smiling, and then that's it. And so they start having a discussion, and she was just like, listen, I want to have some consistency in the way how we communicate with each other,
Mm.
And so when she pulls him to the car, this is when you already know he gonna start retreating it and attacking, because that's what he does best.
See, I'm laughing already because this foolishness. Go ahead.
So he starts saying, I already told you I don't do good on the phone. Because she was like, well, and that you don't answer my calls. When I called you, you didn't even answer me. And she was like, well, I was busy, but I did text you to tell you that I was busy, and you never text me back. I don't do phones. Sir, phone call and text message is the same. You act like you don't text nobody. Stop playing games. Okay? So you don't want to have no phone conversation. You don't want to meet up. You don't want to do this unless it's on camera. And she's just like, wait, what? I'm the one that told you from Dr. Viviana that all I wanted was for you to call me or text me or reach out to me. You said that was too much.
Too much.
So which one is it?
Listen, this is why I start laughing, because I'm like, this fool here talking about, I don't called you 2-3 times and you didn't answer. I feel like you did it on purpose. Why?
And you know that 2-3 times was probably back to back, knowing him. It wasn't like I called you every day this week and you didn't answer none of my calls.
One day I called you twice and then you didn't answer. So now I'm done calling you. I'm not calling you no more.
Finished.
And then, yeah, she was like, you could have sent a text message to follow up. No, I'd rather be on the phone or whatever. I'm like, wait, what? Last week you just talking about how it was too much. This dude, I just started laughing because I'm like, he want her to be at his beck and call. So like, yes, I'll call. If I do choose to call you, you better answer on the first time it rings.
Right. Because I'm busy. I got stuff to do. I got baby mamas to juggle.
So yeah, I don't care about you and what you have to do. You got a full-time job and whatever. You have your own life. No, you're supposed to be in the apartment waiting for me to call and come.
At the phone. I'm ready. Don't let that ring twice.
You ain't answer. I hung up because you ain't answer.
Sir. Like, dude. Then he goes through this whole thing about how he's not emotionally connected to her, and you don't want to do anything off camera. I can't get connected with you or whatever. And I was just like, yes, Chris, you have not been emotionally connected to her since day one. Ain't nothing changed throughout this whole thing, because your attitude sucks. The way how you are sucks, and you have ulterior motives. So you can't get emotionally connected to somebody who is like you, because Paige is not what you're looking for. Nope. So ain't nothing Paige could do that's going to satisfy you. Nothing. And I need her to get it in her noggin, little by little, that this is what's going to keep happening. I feel bad for her, because I don't think that she is dumb. No. I don't think that she is trying to force something. I think she genuinely believes that she should be trying to do everything in her power to fix what was broken. But the problem is, you can't fix somebody else. You just can't. And what are you fixing it to? You don't even have no vision of what this would look like if it was a good relationship, because there ain't never been one. Never been one.
No.
So I think she's just really wrapped up in, I said these vows, I meant these vows. I want to make sure that I'm sticking to my word. And I think this happens to a lot of women where, you're trying to be righteous and upstanding, and the other person is wilding. Like, I don't know how you gonna wrangle that in. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how you wrangle somebody who don't want to be wrangled.
And she said something later when all the girls were together,
Oh
but
yeah.
it goes to this point where she says, basically she questioned, did I fall in love with the idea of being in a marriage? And I think that is exactly what's happened. I think that goes to your point there, is that in her mind, she just had this, she got into this process. She wanted to be married, and she had this idea, this what this marriage looks like, and she wants to stick it out, but
Yeah.
you can't do it by yourself. It's a
Yeah.
marriage is
There
two
you go.
people. And
Yes.
he has never been fully committed to this.
Never. Not from the application phase. Never been committed.
And he's never shown that he's been, not even like 1 ounce. So if there was never, I don't know what she was clinging to. Like we've said before, if there was some history, then you can see, okay, this is why maybe she's clinging to this. There has never been anything.
Because I don't even think it's about Chris anymore. It's like what you said. It was just the marriage piece. So you could take Chris out and put another person in there, and her commitment to that person would have been the same. You know what I mean? So it's not even a commitment to Chris, it's commitment to her vows in the process.
Right.
And so she was like, there's people, they're super committed to things. Like, if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Right.
And as a personal note, even for myself, sometimes you feel like if something doesn't work out, it's your fault. It's like it's a failure. It kind of represents you. And I think that's also in her eyes. Like, if this marriage doesn't work out,
it's my fault.
It's my fault. Yeah. Like, and you just don't want to nothing.
And he's the worst. He's the worst one, because he will manipulate her to actually make her believe that it's her fault. That's why I don't like him like that. Right. Because I was listening to another podcaster, and he was just like, Chris is gassing this girl up to be the head of the household. So when this all falls apart, it's not his fault that this failed. He was the one that was honest. He was the one that told her everything that was going on. He was the one that said, oh, I'm telling my true feelings. This is what I'm doing. I told you I was busy. I told you I'm not a phone person. I told you this. I told you that. And he's setting her up to be like, this was actually your fault.
Yeah, I told you. Like, I told you.
This is me. You know what I mean? I'm being honest with you. You know the whole situation. I show up when I show up. I call when I call. And so everything else in between is your fault. And that whole situation last week with the prayer meeting or whatever, Bible study, and he came in there non-prepared, and she was just like, okay, I'll swoop in and I'll do everything. He set her up to be the head of household. What happens? I was about to sir, you can't plan something with me and then show up empty-handed and think I'm just going to jump in and fix it. No. That's like you saying, you know what, I'm going to take you out to dinner, and then you show up to my house. You don't know where we're going to dinner. You ask me out on a date. You don't know how we're going to get there. You don't know who's going to pay for it, what we're going to eat. How is it all going to plan out? And then, so I want you to do it. I'm interested for you to show me how you could take me out to dinner. No, that's not, what is that? That's the same thing. You said this is what I want to do, and then came there with nothing. Sir. And then she came in, she was just like, okay, we can talk about this, and then dropped a bombshell right in her lap and was like, you deal with that. And I'm being honest. I got, Mercedes or Mercedes. Why? I just can't. So I feel bad for her. I go back and forth all the time. Like, yeah, she's setting herself up, but sometimes you can't see everything when you drowning. It's just, you're just trying to survive. And I think she's trying to do the right thing without realizing she's hurting herself.
Yeah.
And it's horrible because it's on TV. It's not like, the stuff that we've gone through as women, we don't have to tell anybody.
Right.
We don't want to, but this is like
broadcast. Ready to watch. Yeah.
The worst. And it's not even like it makes sense because this show is not really like that. We've seen bad situations, but this just seems like you wouldn't even expect this. Like if I sign up for the show, we may not make it, we may get a divorce, but I'm not thinking this will happen to me like at all. So it's not like, oh well, she signed up for it. Ain't nobody could see that this something like this was gonna happen with
No.
this fraud. So
Yeah.
on her
So my
side.
last notes with them are, oh, is it finally over? Because they made it, but my hopes are not even up. I said, you know what? I just we'll see, because next week he can come back and say something and she'll be
She'll be
right
smiling.
back.
I
So
know. And have you seen her talking? I haven't seen her talking, but he every week. Chris be on IG. Have you seen her
I
talking?
haven't found her or seen anything related to her page. So no. But yeah, he's always posting or making a comment or something. Which I was watching one of the other podcasters and they were talking about Pastor Dwight, and he didn't make a post. I don't think. I think he
I
was
think he
somebody.
did.
You think he did? Okay. They were saying how he was going to be on someone's show, and he had on there like seen on Married at First Sight, and it was like, wait, what? He made a guest appearance, but it's coming across like he's one of the experts on the show. Or no, I would say it was all publicity. That's why he was on there. He wanted to be on there. I can't be mad at you.
No, I mean, yeah, it's not like he did something to anybody, so I'm not mad at him at all. You do what you can.
Because people gonna look you up once you on the TV. So yeah. Okay. Well, we'll continue to watch and see what happens next.
Yeah.
I'm not totally convinced it's over between the two of them. So we'll see.
And I think when she talks to people, she realizes she comes a little bit more up for air. And that's why I still don't understand how come we see none of her family or friends or anything.
That was the next thing. I was like, so this is the 1 month anniversary. So all the couples end up watching their videos and looking at pictures of the wedding. And this poor girl was in the apartment watching it alone. I was like,
yeah.
force her to do
I'll be like, producer, nah, I'm not going through this. No. What else y'all want me to do on here?
Why he couldn't go watch it himself? Like, why she had to go watch it?
Because he's saying no. He's saying, I'm not doing that crap. She need to say the same thing. I know I signed up for this show, but I'm not going through the pictures of this man who said he wanted to divorce me on day whatever, 5, 6. So no. I'm not doing that. It's crazy. I was like, what are you doing? What are you watching here? They're gonna have to put a little montage by themselves. It ain't gonna be me sitting here looking all sad.
It's sad. Her just sitting there looking all sad, watching this stuff. I'm like, Lord. And that's what made me think, like, where her family friends? Like, if you're gonna force me to have to watch this again, they don't have to. They don't force you to do anything.
We gonna have a divorce party up in the apartment.
Exactly. Where my girls, my family, come on, yeah, let's watch this together.
It's gonna be Jim. What? Remember what we did at the wedding?
Hey.
No.
I know. They got her all looking sad, watching it all alone.
Crazy. No. So she did end up meeting up with Brianna and Haley, and that's what she was talking about, the whole comment about, am I really in love with the theory of love or theory of marriage or whatever. And they were all discussing, like Haley was talking about her issues and how she and Jacob was sleeping in the same bed, and that was progress. and Brianna about, how they've had their issues, but they've overcome it, and she's still like, overjoyed with her relationship and stuff. And then Paige is just like, yeah, still the same crap over here. So I mean, I do like that piece of it, but I still feel like it's different. You met those people on the show, but your lifelong friends, your family, you can be completely open with your feelings and everything. and like heal yourself. You know what I mean? So I'm just, maybe it's happening. It's just off camera. Those people don't want to be on
No
camera.
camera. Mm.
But they were on camera before, like when she was going through the process. So I just can't imagine that
All of a
she,
sudden they don't want to be on there.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't.
I don't know. It just, the way how it's portrayed, it looks like she's basically by herself. And that's just sad if that's the case. So,
Yes, no, I agree.
so yeah. So we're gonna move on to another couple.
Yes. Let's move
Haley and
on.
Jacob is who I have next.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh, I could be wrong though. Maybe I missed
Oh, we
the.
can go to Haley and Jacob.
Okay, I have them on here as next. And this is when she did the chart reading.
Tarot card. Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand this stuff. It'd be like stuff that you know that you want to say. They don't have nothing that's specifically for the person you were talking to. Because even Haley was like, "Really? Him?" The lady was like, "Yeah, you guys are so connected," and blah blah blah. She was like, "But me and him though, the two of us, with me and him together." Oh, okay, interesting. And Jacob just be sitting there. I think Jacob has a whole nother conversation within himself. And I've sometimes want to know like the thought bubble or like
A
you know how
professional or something. What were you thinking
some
at this moment? So we can
something like you know how Girlfriends, the first seasons had started where they would have like an out of body experience, and it'll be like the same scene, but you saw Joan talking to herself. I don't know if you remember. It's like one of my favorites. But she used to say stuff and then she would come back to reality. Like, no, I can't say that. Gotta say it like this. I feel like Jacob has a whole thing happening inside, and when his little eyebrow goes up all the time, when he be like, he's just trying to hold it back, like, oh, let me try to be nice. Let me try not to push her away. Let me try to change myself. I'm gonna be good. And then she says something or does something. He'd be like, hold on, Karen. Let me tell you something.
Karen.
He already called her Karen.
All the way, yeah.
Hold on, Karen. What you talking about? No, you said this and then you did this and then I feel like this, I feel like this. So no, don't try to act like you trying. So I think he tries to coast and then he's just like, this girl, she up here lying.
That's how I felt when they had their anniversary dinner. It was like, oh, they look like things are going well. And then it was just like a skirt. And things
because I think he's just
direction.
It's like, to me, my read on the situation is that at home, she don't be talking to him. At home, she don't want to touch him, kiss him, hug him. Nothing. She don't want to do nothing with him. She's just there until the end. And I feel like he's like, how do we build connections if we're not going to do things together?
Right.
How are we going to get a connection if you can't even hug me? He was like, you hug strangers. Like, what's going to change from this week to next week if we're not doing anything actively to change?
Which is why Dr. Viviana was like, okay, start with at least sleep in the same bed, a kiss, good morning, good night. Just
and she wanted to do that. She did the bed thing, but I'm sure it's like, don't you touch me.
Look, put some pillows between us.
Don't put your little baby toe over here. So you're not progressing. So Dr. Viviana called you out. And so you said, okay, I'm going to take a baby step. I'm not even going to do the full step. I'm just going to take a baby step of what she told me. And then we're going to be doing that for another month. He was like, oh no.
Nope.
We not. I'm not going to sit up here, pretend and eat cheese and crackers and steak with you and act like everything is all right. It's not.
Yeah.
So and when he said, I feel like you look past me, I was like, damn, that's cold. If you feel like basically like you're not even there.
Yeah, we're in the same room, but you could just be a wall.
Yeah.
Furniture.
So how do you continue with that? And she was trying to, defend herself, but it's kind of like, what are your actions, Haley? you need to cut bait, or you just need to suck it up and say, okay, I'm going to do everything I need to do because it's 4 more weeks. So if you can't even muster up that, then just cut it off so he can go about his business
Be
with
done with it.
his
Yeah.
little beach and pool in the back and stuff. You know.
Yeah, because her words and her actions are two totally different things. And she keeps saying, oh, I'm trying, I'm putting this effort in. No, you're not.
Right. You could tell you're not because he's
No,
frustrated with it. He already feels like you're not attracted to him. So that's one thing.
mm-hmm.
But that you're not even trying to get to the next level. He's just like, then how are we going to get there? Because it's like, tell me what I need to do then, because I still don't think it's the clothes. And so
Yeah,
maybe it's that joke that she said when she was out with the girls, like he does this thing where he dresses up weird but doesn't tell anybody that it's a joke. And that's his way of having fun. And she's just like, that's
not me and let me know, because otherwise I'm just looking at you like, what in the world? Yeah.
So she just don't like him.
She doesn't. I think now just say so and go ahead and end it. Like, why torture yourself for another 4 weeks just to be like, yeah, I knew 4 weeks ago this was the end.
Right.
Other couples
I think
have done it.
she doesn't want to be the one to do it. It looks like she don't want it to be her fault. You know, and that's why she's like, well, I'm crying, and look, I did this and I did that, and we're like, what did you do? Don't understand. What did you do? Because if he came and said, I'm not attracted to you, do you think you would just be like, I'm gonna stay in this and just keep pushing? No, you're gonna be like, well, you don't like me anyway. So he was just like, well, listen, we gonna just cut this off, or he just gonna pull her to the carpet, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay.
That's all I got for Haley and Jacob. Oh, other than the fact that I heard on some other blog or vlog or whatever, that Chris and him, I guess, have issues. So Chris wrote a post about Jacob saying something about how he's terrible and how that's why Haley don't like you and how your pool is fake and all that kind of stuff.
Really?
And the blogger was like, but we saw his house and we know it's his house because the way how it looks, we know that's Jacob's house. And the pool is real. And we saw the pool is real. And where's your house? Where is it at? We haven't seen. And do you have a pool? Do you have anything that you own that hasn't been repoed? Like, what are you talking about, sir? Why you have enemies with the pastor that was your friend? Now you making enemies with Jacob.
He took the spotlight from him, so that's why he upset with the pastor.
Yes, we go back to that. Yeah,
the spotlight from him.
Pouting. Okay, and then Jacob's not scared to tell him about his crap.
Yeah, Jacob is a grown man, and he's like,
yeah,
I'm not
real direct too. He's just like, this is what it is. Yeah, you want no filter. You're just like, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. All right. So I have Eric and Virginia next. Is that who you have?
Sure.
Okay. So they go on a picnic from hell. It was so cute. They had their cute little collapsible glasses. They were drinking.
So I was like, where's the alcohol? There
I know. It looks real regular. And they were having a whole discussion, and then the conversation of Clara and Ryan now on the other side. Oh, I can't believe they're moving in together already. And whole discussion about how Virginia is not going to feel comfortable moving all her animals and everything into his house, because you see how his house looked like nobody don't live there. And he was just like, so what are you gonna do? She's like, well, I could live in my place for a while. He was like, no. What are you talking about? Well, we should have our place together. You should sell your place. I get rid of my apartment. We do it together. That's not how that works. and starts mansplaining.
I was like, isn't that like the perfect example of what a mansplaining is?
What real estate is. And she was just like, I know how that works. You don't need to explain that to me.
No, but you don't understand.
But that was not her point.
It was not.
And instead of reassuring her that my space can be your space, your animals are safe and allowed to be in my space freely. You are allowed to be in my space freely because it will be our space. You can decorate, we can do it together, whatever we need to do to make you feel comfortable in my place. And then we will discuss how we will sell and buy or whatever together, is what he should have been doing instead of telling and teaching her about how you sell real estate. Sir, what is happening?
Listen, I wrote down, this man should have been on 90 Day Fiance, because those are the type of relationships that usually occur where the man brings over a fiance, a wife, or somebody,
and my way.
Control. Yes, right. You're in America now. This is how it goes.
You ain't got nothing. I own you for 10 years. So wherever I live, you live. Whatever I say, you do.
Yes. I'm like, that's the relationship he wants.
Wow.
But controlling everything I say, that's what happens. No, you don't have a mind of your own. No, that's not how it works. I'm telling you how it works. I'm telling you what we're going to do. And if you don't do it my way, then that's it. That's not going to work. I said, this dude, he on the wrong show. He needs to be on 90 Day Fiance.
Like, what in the world? Did he really break that? Because, you got to sell the house. It just doesn't take that easy, blah, blah, blah. Sir. Because I'm still wondering where these cats are. So, they're still alive. They mentioned them. So, I know the cats are still there somewhere. But I don't think they're living with the cats now.
Somebody else have them? I
think so. Because then I don't think they're there. Because there hasn't been any complaints about that. And he just figures, well, I don't have to worry about that. You need to worry about that, basically. Like, I was just like, go ahead, Virginia, put your foot down.
Yeah, because he was like, oh, I don't remember, you never said that. And I can't remember I remember her saying it. I don't know if she said it to him about not wanting to move into his place. Oh, yeah, I don't know if it was
but he don't be listening though.
He don't. And I was like, maybe he just didn't listen. He was listening to her.
Yeah, because it could have been her. As she says something, he be ready to come back. He don't give no time to like, let me deposit this into my spirit. He'd be ready to like, nah, we're not doing that. So maybe she mentioned it and she was on that let me not argue phase. But Dr. Viviana done told her. So she done woke up and she was like, nah, we're not just gonna scooch past that. We're gonna have a discussion about it. Until you sell your house, this is where I'm living. How about that? Period. So I don't know what's going to go on with that piece, but that was the picnic. And then, they always end with the music and what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So then they celebrate their 1 month anniversary by going to his hangar.
The family hangar, yes.
With his plane and the cars and the this and the that, because that seems typical for him. And takes her flying, which I would be like, are you trying to kill me? But I guess that means you would kill yourself. So then they have dinner afterwards and they exchange gifts.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they exchanged gifts. It's like the only couple they exchanged gifts, but those gifts were terrible.
I was just like, this girl got her a coupon book and a blanket of herself and her dog. And he was just like, oh, I love it. And then he got her GPS coordinates without any real reference. I thought it was going to be like a picture of downtown Atlanta.
That's what I thought too.
The GPS coordinates too. It was just some numbers on a big old frame.
Of where they got married.
Put that big old frame.
And she was just like,
she was looking like, what? Okay. Oh, it's a GP. Oh, I love
it.
Stop.
They both were like, no, they did not care for either of the gifts that they
We could have
received.
skipped this section. Let's just talk about the wedding. What? This is what y'all decided to get each other?
Terrible.
So yeah, that's all I had to say about them. I ain't got nothing else. You got more?
Nope. That was it.
So my favorite couple, Cute and Cute.
Mm-hmm.
So cute. Celebration on the boat, on the lake. They had dinner on the top and they were sailing around. Looked like Lake Lanier, which I don't do that lake.
I thought that too. I was like, oh, I wonder if that's that lake Laura told me that people be dying.
I was like, oh, where's a big lake in it? No. That's what that is. No. But okay, they made it back, I think, safely. So they watched their video in there. They were all smiley. They had dinner on the top and they just talked about like if they felt married, and like what that meant and how, you know, how it's been progressing and everything like that. So I thought that was all cute. I don't really have much, but
me either. I thought it was cute. I think he arranged everything with the boat, and then they watched their wedding video, and when having that discussion about do you feel married, when he said he thought about her and Cookie, kind of like before.
Yeah.
I said, oh, the dog too. I love it.
You and Cookie. Yeah, that was cute.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're still my Cute and Cute. That's all I got. The other people, I don't know if any of them will make it. But Cute and Cute, they better.
My money's on them. Yeah.
Yeah, they better make it. So
they better.
Or this whole season gonna be a bust. Because I think from the beginning, at least one couple has made it every season. Oh no, never mind. Nobody made it in Miami. I mean, they made it on decision day.
Oh, okay. After
but they didn't make it after a while.
Okay.
Miami didn't, no. But I think all the other seasons had at least one couple that's still together today of the seasons I watched.
Okay. Same here. Other ones I've watched. You've watched a little more than me, but yeah.
Yeah. So this would be a travesty if not one couple made it. Especially after last season.
Season with 3, yeah.
What, 3 couples made it last season?
Yes, 3 couples made it last.
That's a lot. That's an anomaly.
You know, and I wonder if COVID has something to do with that. Because they had to spend that time together when they were quarantining, and they expanded the time they had to be together. I don't know, but
the people that made it, I think would have made it even
regardless.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, Monty and Woody was gonna make it. Mm-hmm. Karen and Miles was probably the only ones on the fence, but Bennett and Amelia, I think they were gonna make it
from the beginning. Yeah.
So I don't know if that changed anything. I know that's why Brett hightailed it out of there because he was just like, listen.
He was gone with his cat and didn't leave a note. Oh, he did leave a note, but that was it. Then called.
He took the food. He said, this food is mine. I ran for my life. Yeah, so yeah. Hopefully one couple makes it this season. That's all I got to say. And I don't think I remember the previews for next week, so I got nothing there.
The only thing that stood out was Chris looked like he met with his mom and told her that he asked for a divorce. Okay. And she looks all surprised, like, what? But again, it's a preview. Mm-hmm. I don't have my hopes up that anything is going to actually happen anytime soon between him and Paige, so we'll see. Okay, well, that was this week's episode of Married at First Sight. Come back next week as we recap next week's episode. It airs on Wednesday nights if you want to join us and start watching, or you can go watch our previous recaps and join in there. again, every week I feel like we say it's just so much, and it really is. I mean, just the one couple alone, we could spend a whole episode just talking about them, but we won't.
Nope.
So subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that already. Like, share, and leave us comments. Talk to us. Tell us what you think of what's happening so far this season, or what happened with this past episode. Whatever's on your heart, just go ahead and share it with us. And before we leave, we want to remind you to do what?
Protect your throne. Bye.
Bye. See you next week.